to ask on Abuja Master Plan and its implementation, you are allowed to call in into the studio from now on. And the two numbers you can reach us with are 0907 353 0044. And the other number is 0908 766 8888. The lines are thrown open for you to reach out to us if you have any clarification or question on the Abuja Master Plan. While we await for your questions and comments to come in, we have to move on to the next question. Gentlemen, there is what is generally believed as the demarcation between Abuja metropolis and the regional areas. And there's one reality that we have in terms of immigration of population into the FCT as a whole. You know, the assumption is that when most people move into the FCT, especially those in the low economic social structure, the tendency is for them to move to the regional areas. What plan is the Abuja Master Plan, taking, to take care of this constant immigration into the FCT? I start with you, Nassim Modibo.
Thank you, Dr. Emmanuel. The issue right now is we look at the pools.
Yes.
The principles of pools. I call them, that's what I call them myself. Reasons why people come into a particular area.
Of course, it's in demographics.
Imagine if you have a lollipop and you leave it open and you keep it on the floor. What happens? It has a tendency of pulling ants.
Yes.
But that same lollipop, if you put leather strap around it and you keep millions of them, it's not going to pull anybody.
Okay.
So it means the city is sugary and it has given a chance for people to come.
Exactly.
So it has that pull. Why I said the city of Abuja has that pull, apart from Lagos and possibly Port Harcourt, and maybe now Kaduna, Kano, that are now bringing in new principles in terms of infrastructure, development and construction, in line with current realities in the world. Where else would you see the nature or the kind of infrastructure we have in the city?
Absolutely.
Every Nigerian wants to have a piece of Abuja.
Yeah.
So it pulls in so many people from left, right, and center. Do not forget that the FCT was planned as a centralized city, bordering so many states, and these states are bordering other states.
True.
If you go into the city today, not just Nigerians you will find Nigerians, Cameroonians, and the rest of them. So Abuja has the quality of pulling so many people. Thank God we have a wonderful gentleman in the name of the new FCT minister. I call him new because every day he's new, bringing in ideas in terms of project development in the city. And now, by the time he is done with Abuja, we'll be glad to say, yes, we have, His Excellency Nyesom Wiki as our minister. I feel proud because he is Mr. Projects. By the time he's done, we'll call him Mr. FCT. Yes, because he is bringing in new ideas and developing the infrastructure that pulls people, but then doing it in such a way that it will be useful and relevant for the people. When you move around the city, it is clear that yes, projects are springing up everywhere. The challenges we are facing is becoming, an old challenge because it's bringing in the right people in terms of infrastructural development.
Absolutely. Interesting. So, Dr. Now, what is your addition on that area, on the immigration of population into Abuja City?
Modibo talked about the pull factor, and the pull factor is attractive, and that's why people are coming here, right? But it's also something that is beyond the pull factor. It has to do with the bigger picture of what's happening across the country. You're talking about political instability and all that. Issues happening in the northeast, in the north central, So people have been displaced. And because of this political instability, people are coming towards Abuja. Abuja seems to be the safe haven.
Yes.
And so when they come, they now gravitate towards the regional areas in terms of access to land, in terms of even because the issue of economy we talked about. And so the bigger picture needs to be underscored there. Even though you have this sort of attractiveness that Modi will talk about. But if we leave the aspect of the bigger picture, it seems to just be going around the cycle. What that means is that so long as we have political instability in this place and we have no depth, then people will keep coming to Abuja.
True.
But the good thing again is that we now have a very vibrant ministry who's also responding to this thing. And if you go across the regional areas, you see lots of projects coming up. And this project is supposed to now take care of these people that are coming to the regional areas and all that. So the bigger picture is, one, the attractiveness talk about, and then two, the political instability that's happening around the country. People are attracted into into the FCT and all that.
Yes, listener, like I said, we still expect your calls and comments and questions on this program using the two phone numbers 0907 353 0044. I repeat, 0907 353 0044. And the second number is 0908 766 8888. So, Doctor, now, from what you said,
Yeah.
and I will want town planner Shoaib Abdullahi to also contribute to that.
Okay.
So, which means there are some concrete infrastructure going on in the regional areas according to the master plan.
Let me start from onset. Abuja master plan stipulated that as the city grew.
Hello. Hello, who's on the line, please? Hello. Okay, we lost the line. Please, the two numbers you have to call on to is 0907 353 0044 and 0908 766 8888. While we await your comments and questions, please, Town Planner Abdullahi, carry on with your thoughts.
I said, from onset, the Abuja master plan stipulated that as the city grows, there is going to be influx of population.
Exactly.
Therefore, recommended the development of satellite towns.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Please, can we know who you are and where we are calling from?
My name is Paul from Abuja.
Okay, from Abuja. And what is your name? Please come again. We didn't get that.
My name is Paul.
Paul from Abuja. Please, what is your question or comment?
Yeah, my comment that the town of Abuja, we see that the poor people, they pursue them for inside Abuja. Hello?
Go ahead.
So, if they don't want us to stay for Abuja, you suppose that batch with the people that stay inside. You're supposed to do that like estate for the poor. We would pay small money inside. We are working under them. If we don't get where we stay, we still work with them.
Okay, thank you, Paul from Abuja. Gentlemen, I hope you heard these questions. He said the poor, they are being driven out of Abuja. How true is that? Nassim Modibo.
I think I once attempted such a question on one TV radio program.
Yes.
Abuja, in the first instance, was, planned to be an administrative city.
Okay.
And if it's planned, it has a particular number of population designed for that city. It's supposed to pull low, medium, and high class individuals.
Okay.
And population.
Yes.
So, but somebody cannot just sit down in the village where you have ample land that you're supposed to farm, sell your produce, make your money, and be able to be functional within the city, pay your taxes and the rest of them. But you see that somebody is driving a big car today, and he works in Abuja, and you think is a pool of money. You want to go there. You have no plans. You have nobody there. And you have no reason to be there, and you begin to come to Abuja.
Exactly.
It's not meant for everybody. Certainly, if Abuja is meant for everybody, today you and I will not be sleeping in our houses. That is the truth.
Okay.
It is meant for a particular set of people, but as time goes, we know that there are plans for people. That is why you see, as time went on, we are having challenges of housing the people that are trooping into the city. Owing to the fact that Dr. Noor made a point on issues of insecurity surrounding the country all over. And so everyone wants to come to this area where it's perceived to have all the infrastructure, it's perceived to have all the gold mine, it's perceived to have all the food, all the good roads, all the good hospitals and school. Everyone wants a piece of it. So when you come and that there's a lot of, how do I say, so much pressure on this infrastructure, including housing, how do you think we'll be able to give everyone housing? It's not done that way. There has to be a reason why you have to be here. You have to add up your own value to the city, not becoming a problem or a nuisance to the city.
So in essence, you are saying, if you don't have value to add to the development of Abuja,
then why should you come to Abuja?
don't come into. Interesting.
Stay where you are, where you give value to the city, to the citizenry.
Exactly. Town planner Abdullah, you have something to add?
Let Dr. know.
Okay, Dr. No.
I've not finished my.
No. Please copy Dr. No on that.
What Chaplain Modibo is saying is that there's this framework. The framework, it's the city to work optimally and all of that, and it's set out how it should work, right? No doubt about that. But there's something else that's been going on too. The city has also realized that, I'm talking about city, I'm talking about the planning agencies. They've also realized that cities are for people. Yeah. And cities are for people, so they've been sort of bringing out sort of policies that are also sort of embrace the different class of people and all that. There are issues where you see the city government has done sort of affordable housing projects, resettlement schemes that's been done to some of those regional areas, So the bigger question there again is we need to understand the economy of the entire region. If the economy of the entire region is robust and all that, people have come to work here, they can also have be part of that productive sector, whether the regional areas in the city. And they can also have their source of income, upscale. So one is the approach that Modibo was talking about. The city has been structured, there's a system, and they want the system to work. But again, even though the system is there, the planning authorities have also realized that cities are for people, and they have been bringing some sort of policies that are for the poor people too. If you go to regional areas, some of these policies taking place. You see some of these resettlement schemes where they are made available for people, and they've also relaxed even the process of access to land. So it's a give and take, and the city has also sort of tried to balance all of that.
Thank you, Town Planner. No, Town Planner Abdullah Shuaibu. You were developing your thoughts before that question came in.
Yes.
Please, will you go on with that thoughts development?
I said Abuja Master Plan stipulated that as the city grows, there is going to be influx of population.
Exactly.
And he now recommended for development of satellite towns. And in 2006, the then Honorable Minister El-Rufai he started about awarded 6 satellite towns master plan. One of them is Kerishi master plan, Kuje master plan, we call it Greater Kuchiaku,
Okay.
Kuba master plan, Buhari master plan, Dobi master plan. The idea is that, and immediately he awarded infrastructure, so that the moment this area, develop, put in place in the infrastructure. In fact, even some people that did not have access to land before then, they were able to give them allocations. But the problem later is that some of this area there's no infrastructure.
Okay.
Unlike Kuba. If you go to Kuba today, that infrastructure you are seeing is as a result of that preparation of master plan. If you go to Kerishi, where the satellite town headquarters is as a result of that master plan that was prepared then. If you go to Buhari, where they call F01, it's as a result of that master plan. So these things are done to accommodate surplus immigrant coming to FCC. So it's not that the poor people are neglected.
Exactly.
But the idea, the advice I would give to the people that say they are driving them, they are not driving them. The right that the indigenous settlement has, you don't have it.
Okay.
The indigenous settlement will not, nobody will touch their building until they are compensated.
Exactly.
But if you wrongly buy the land from them, and no development control approval, there is a guideline here, and at the end of it, by the time they come, the indigenous settlement has no business with you. They have collected their money. So that is why you said they are driving them.
Okay.
In planning, we need people.
Exactly.
Because before a service takes place, there must be threshold population.
It's true.
If that threshold population is not there, a service cannot take place.
Very
and this
correct.
service is it has benefit in urban development.
Exactly. So if we get you, one point you have made is that some indigenous people who have collected compensation sold their plots to some immigrants,
Yeah,
Yes.
can I
and in the process of development
can I
control.
comment in this regard?
Okay, please do.
The mission of my department, Urban and Regional Planning Department of the FCDA, is to create a livable, efficient, attractive, functional, and aesthetically pleasing environment for you
Exactly.
and me.
Exactly.
So if that is the mission, it did not say the poor, it did not say the rich. It
Exactly.
says for all of us.
All of us,
So
including
the
the poor.
idea of pursuing the poor people is not even there, because
Exactly.
the city is being prepared for the poor, the medium, and the high. The high means the rich.
Exactly.
So how do you expect somebody who is very rich to sweep his house? He needs somebody who is a medium or low income earner who gets a minimal salary to provide that services.
Exactly.
So it's built for all of us. The idea that the gentleman that called said that they are being pursued is,
It's not correct.
imagine, yeah, it's not.
Okay.
Imagine you go to places within the city, for example, Gishiri area that is within Mabushi. We know the extent 10 years back, the land square, area they occupy. But people go there, buy lands from the chiefs, and then build houses and live in that area without documentation, contrary to what the master plan provides for.
Exactly.
And then when the issue of infrastructure development gets there, we start talking about issues of compensation. And this issue of compensation, resettlement policies are constantly evolving and changing for better.
Exactly.
You understand? I won't be able to speak deep in that because there's the department that is charged with that responsibility. Maybe someday when they come, you ask them questions in that regard. So if you are somebody that comes maybe from one village 1,000 kilometers away in Katsina, or somewhere from Lagos or whatever, you come, you buy land from the chief, you develop, and then the issue of compensation comes because government wants to put infrastructure. And then they see that you are not an indigene. How can you be shortlisted for payment of compensation and be, resettled elsewhere? Of course, you have to be pursued because you're an illegal tenant.
Yes.
So I really don't understand what the problem is in this regard.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So in summary, what we're saying, Paul and other listener, is that Abuja authority is not pursuing poor people out of town.
Precisely.
So the people involved are those who are illegal occupants,
Encroachers, settlers, that
Encroachers,
create slums, left, right, and center.
settlers, whether they are rich, middle class, or poor. They have issues to answer with the authority, isn't it?
Yes.
So I think that has been clarified. Listener, you can still call us back again on these two numbers, 0907 353 0044, and the other number is 0908 766 8888. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Good evening.
Good evening. Please, what is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Paul.
Paul? Is it the first Paul?
Yep.
Okay, Paul, let us accommodate you. What is the issue this time around? Hello. Sorry, the number cut off. Can you call us again on this number, 0907 353 00. Hello. Hello. Please, can we know you and where you are calling from?
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Solomon, Comrade Solomon Idoko.
Okay.
I want you to explain the
Please, Solomon, where are you calling from? Sorry.
From Lokogoma.
Lokogoma. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So what is the question?
I thought you had
Hello?
a question to ask us, or you have issues, a comment on the program. What is your
Yes,
question?
I heard it brief, but I need to brief me again. What is the issue again? Sorry. I just tuned in.
We are discussing the implementation of Abuja Master Plan. Are you familiar with it?
Yes. Yeah.
If you are familiar with it, do you have an issue with it or any areas that you require clarification on? Or you have any question on it?
No, pertaining the illegal occupants of the land, like if you are not an indigent and you bought a land in a place that is not allocated by the government. So what is going to be the effect?
Since you are just coming in, you've answered that sufficiently. Hello,
But
listener. Okay, go ahead.
maybe I can respond to him.
Please, listen
In
to
the
the
first
response.
instance, the authorizing body or allocator of land within the FCT, anywhere it is the FCT minister through the authority and the administration. So if you want to buy land, do not buy land from any chief or any indigenous persons. You have to come to the administration, apply for a land formally, whether you are poor, whether a middle class, whether a high class. You will be considered, and the minister will do the needful in this regard.
And which office process the land application?
Of course, we have a form,
Okay.
and you go directly to Department of Land Administration, where the famous Aegis building is, and collect form.
Okay.
It is free of charge.
Hello. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, time is not on our side. Can we just quickly go on the closing remarks? Starting with you, Dr. No, your ideas on any closing remarks?
Yeah,
Quickly.
The Department of Urban and Regional Planning is strategic. It is the brain box, sets the whole entire framework about how the city will be. From the planning to the infrastructure, everything starts with the regional Department of Regional Planning. It's not only about master planning, it also focuses also on regional planning. So it's strategic, and we're lucky to have it, and it's been doing wonderfully well. And we also want to engage with the public so that we can get more feedbacks how we can better plan for the public and they can be part of this process.
Town Planner Shoaib Abdullahi, your closing thoughts on this program?
Well, what I've heard is to the issue of the master plan. The master plan of Abuja it covers phases 1 to 3, then phase 4 north and the phase 4 south, and we have the city belly. And again, the authority didn't stop there. As we are talking now, they are working on Zuba master plan, we are working on Gogolada master plan, we are working on Kwali master plan, just to accommodate changes.
Exactly.
So that people can be able to enjoy living the area. That is just what
Thank you, Town Planner Abdullahi. Finally, Town Planner Nassim Modibo, your closing remarks.
Thank you. There's a saying, ask not what the city can do for me, but what you can do for the city. Be a loyal citizen. Do not destroy the infrastructure of the city. If you go around, you see the people are busy destroying the infrastructure that has been put in place for you and me. For even you yourself who is destroying it, it is for you.
Exactly.
But you choose to destroy and vandalize the infrastructure, the utilities and services for you and me. So the saying again, ask not what the city can do for me, but what you can do for the city. Police the city, protect it, nurture it, beautify it, and then we will have a beautiful and livable environment that is for you and me.
Interesting. Thank you, listeners. You've heard from my top professional colleagues on the issue of master plan development in Abuja. I think it's been quite an interesting program. Until we meet you next week, let me appreciate all of you. Thank you very much.
I mean, we have got to learn a whole lot about the Abuja master plan, although they asked